Hi, so in this video I want to show you guys how to set up and use the spreadsheet that I made to keep track of speedrunning stuff for Tokyo Xtreme Racer. The reason for this is primarily because of how the rival system works in the game. So after you race all of the rivals in a given team, then the team leader will challenge you, and then after a certain number of team leaders have challenged you, the next Diva or Devil will challenge you, and it can be very helpful to keep track of that during the run. And it's also fun to show during, informational stuff for whoever's watching. The spreadsheet also has a bunch of tools that you can use. So to show it in action here, you'll see during this run, I'm about to challenge the first rival from Twister, the Duke. I have not challenged anyone from Twister before, which is why it is grayed out. And so after I challenge him, I will, in the spreadsheet, quickly enter in yes during this pre-race animation, and you will show that pop up here. And also this number updated. These rows up here means that I have finished those teams completely. A 2 means that there is only one rival left plus the team leader, which means next time I see a rival from SS Limited, I will get the team leader. And then after that, because there's only one team leader remaining to get Midnight Cinderella, after that leader, I will get Midnight Cinderella. To get this, I think that covers everything there. Yeah, so to get this, you need to go to the resources page for the game, and you'll find this link here. Inside, you will find a spreadsheet both for Excel and for Libreoffice. I haven't tried using this, importing the sheet into Google Sheets. I've had a lot of mixed experiences with Google Sheets, mostly because I tend to use a bunch of advanced features that don't always work there. So Excel is preferable, but of course, Microsoft Office is expensive, so if you don't have Excel, then you can go over and download Libreoffice, which is free and open source software. So once you have that downloaded, I will show you first in Excel and then LibreOffice. And you'll have to excuse my interface, which I have set to German. So the first page, the car summary, will show you a summary of many of the cars in the game. These are all the most useful ones. The power to weight ratio, both stock and upgraded, are probably the most important columns here. Also, pay attention to the stock limiter, the limiter. So this is how highly the car can be geared. Some cars have a very poor gearing, such as the Subaru GC8, which is maxed out, can only go to 187 fully upgraded. And that's the limiter, so you won't actually be able to hit that speed. Anyway, moving on. Oops. Next, there's the upgrade calculator. So in this sheet, you can select whatever car you want, and then apply any upgrades that you want using these drop downs, and it will show you the cost. This includes the cost of the car, how much power and weight it has, and how high you can set the limiter. So if I change this to stage 3 drivetrain, I can now set that higher because the stage 3 drivetrain allows you to adjust the settings for the gearing. And then there's a bunch of information down here which I'd encourage you to read. Alright, next for the actual runs. So one more thing, these two black sheets over here, you shouldn't ever have to go into those, but I don't like to hide sheets. when I share stuff. So OBS, this is the sheet that we were looking at. So when you set up your stream in OBS, this field is right here is what you want to capture for your stream. So you want to select the category. This is important because this adjusts these two numbers here. So now we're going to different numbers. And I will explain what those numbers mean in a second. And then these two sheets are red because you need to use them together. So over in the rivals sheet, this is what you will find. This is what you will be using during the run. So you can select your car up here and whether or not you have upgrades, and you can type these in, it's faster. So when you have these upgrades installed, that information is reflected here. And then striked out means that you've already purchased it. This is, and by the way, this is the total cost, which means that if you have $25,000 saved up, then you know you have enough money to upgrade to the stage 3. So when I purchase the stage 2, it says I need another 12,000 to get the stage 3. So that's how those numbers work. Down here are all of the racers in the game. So as I showed you, during the race the pre-race animation, what you want to do is, because you have a few seconds to spare, you'll come over here, find the rival, and type in yes. And that information gets fed back here. So now I've raced the first rival from SS Limited. After I race all of the racers from SS Limited, this row, the team leader, will show that it's available. And then after you race him, or when he challenges, you type in yes there, and then they will strike out that row. And now it shows that I've raced 6 rivals, 1 leader, and I have 1 leader remaining to get the Grim Reaper. Also, actually I should undo that. After you've raced a whole bunch of rivals, this can get pretty cluttered. One thing you can do if you want is you can go up to the filter on faced, click on this drop down, uncheck yes, so this will hide all racers that you've already faced. And now the list is a bit shorter. So to undo the filter, you click on clear filter or check yes again to show it. And now we're back to where we were. Yeah, so that is, oh, right. Also, when you beat a Diva or Devil, that is in the separate table. So you want to put in yes there, and that will update over here. And also this will turn red when you get to the Devils. Oh, right. So one other very important thing. Obviously, we want OBS to capture this screen, but while it's doing that, we need to adjust things over in this page. So what you need to do is grab your window, drag it over to one side of the screen, and then go to Window and New Window, and this will open up Excel in a second view. And then this one we can dock to the other side and go to Rivals, and this is where we interact during the run. And this sheet doesn't even need to be on top. We can cover that if you're low on screen space, and it will still work, and OBS should be able to see it as long as you don't minimize it. All right, so, and you can use this page for all three categories, including the one Diva. However, the one Diva category is such a special category that I made its own sheet. So this upgrade thing works exactly like it does for this one, this page. Though I've gotten rid of basically all of the useless upgrades. You can select your car here or type it in, and that gets updated down here. And then over here you have I selected all the rivals from the first 4 teams. These are basically all the rivals that are useful to get during the run, or possibly useful. Obviously, to get the Green Reaper, we'll only need 2 leaders, but the RNG makes it so you can't really guarantee that you'll get Curving Edge and Rolling Dude. So the same thing applies over here. We type in yes once we face one. This count will go down. And then once I've raced everybody in the team, this row will be revealed, and then I can put in yes there after I've raced him. Something to keep in mind with this number here, this 0, what that means, well, so the 10 is the minimum number of rivals needed to finish this category. So there's 4 from Rolling Dude, 5 from Curving Edge, and then the Green Reaper himself, and that's 10. And so this number will only go up if you race someone who counts towards that 10. So because they're SS Limited is a larger team than Curving Edge, the first time I race someone from that team, it doesn't count towards it, but the second time it does. And then if I update this, that doesn't change the number because it didn't reduce the number of rivals that I needed to finish the category. If I race a second one from that team, now it did, because now I have fewer rivals remaining in this team than I have in Rolling Dude. I hope that makes sense. And the way this number works is exactly the same way it works over here. Except, well, obviously when you beat all racers, you have to race all of them, so it just counts up how many you've raced. Alright, I think that is everything. So let's switch over to Libreoffice and show you how it looks over there. Like I said, some formatting is lost, but you can still get basically everything. So here's the car summary page, and yeah, all of this is the same. Again, there's some notes down there. Upgrade calculator. All of this works exactly the same. You can select the car and the drop downs, and that information will get calculated over here. OBS, this sheet works exactly the same. So you'll need to capture this. The rivals sheet works exactly the same. When you race someone, put in yes, and then that will get updated over on the OBS sheet. And of course this one we need open in 2 windows. So I'll show you how to do that in LibreOffice. You go up to Window, New Window, and now we have 2 windows open. And then this one we can also dock here and put in our stuff here, and that will update here. Yeah, so again, during the run, you only need this tab open, but you want to set OBS to capture this sheet, this window. And then beat 1 Diva, exactly the same thing works over here. And you have this field over here to put in your upgrades, and that will update live here. And then these two sheets you don't need to mess with. So I hope that's helpful to you. Yeah, I put in a lot of work into this. I don't really mind if you don't use it. I made it for myself, but I hope that it will be useful to you nonetheless. So have a good day.